and like they thought that I'm enticing people to violence. Hilarious.
So good. It is funny though.
We really need to be careful here.
Tommy, welcome in, man. Good to see you. A few more minutes here. We'll get Mike on. I'll get the stream set up. Really want to make this session about you guys today when it comes to this topic of sales. We're going to start off today's call with a few questions for the room, and then dive into some conversation from there, and then we'll actually have the opportunity to go around and work with a few of you here today that could use our support in the topic. In the meantime, why is everybody dropping a chat? Let us all know where everybody's from. People on from a bunch of different areas here. Looks like we have over 12 on the call now. And Mike is now in the room. Anna, welcome in. Good to see you. The man, the myth, the legend is here. Mike, welcome in, brother.
What's up, sexy people? Nice to see you all. Sorry guys, I'm 2-3 minutes late because I had to post something on my Facebook profile. I had to, so you know. Anyway, how many people we have here? Let me see.
We got over 12 in the room now. Just let everybody know to drop their location in the chat so we can get some insight on where everybody's from. Mike, I'm about to set up the stream inside the Facebook group here in a second. I'm going to keep both pulled up, so I'll keep an eye on comments in this chat here, as well as comments from the live. But before we stream, you guys here that join us in the room definitely get priority over anybody that's commenting on the live itself. So, note of that, but I'm going to do my best to keep up with both comments. Stream live. Left us, now he's back. Honduras, UK, Finland, California, all over the world. Awesome to see. Mike is actually in a similar location to where Pro A is at in South Africa. He just moved out there from Italy. And I'm here in the US in the Wisconsin area, right near Madison, Wisconsin.
Anyway, I'm always really jealous of Tommy because he's from Finland and they really love, you know, European countries like New York. And right now he's in Lisbon. This is where I spend my honeymoon. So, damn, Tommy.
Yeah, good location.
Yeah, this is a good choice, actually. Good choice.
All right.
Wait for more people?
Yeah, I'm just going to get the stream going in the group, drop a few notes to them here as we get going live there, and then from that point we'll kick things off. I almost just accidentally pushed this live in Alan's group. All right, we're going live now.
Are you serious? You're in my group?
No, it just popped right when I hit Zoom to go stream. The first group that came up was Alan's group because it sorts alphabetically with the A. Yeah, okay. I just hustled it off.
Wouldn't be against it.
Nice to see you, Douglas. This is Lava.
Yeah, some familiar faces on here. Aside from folks in our program, a few folks that joined us in our recent event. It's awesome to see you guys back here on the live today.
Alan, nice to see you, Alan. Amir. We have something special to do in 4 months, right? Well, 5 months now.
Yes, we do.
Eunice, my man, nice to see you here.
Mike,
You look
good to see
great.
you, man. Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
You look like an Hollywood star, you know. The sexy sugar daddy, right? Richard Gere is no one compared to you.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. You look good too.
Your wife should be worried about that. Anyway. believe me.
All right, so we are about good to go here. I'll just go delay on the stream. As we are now live in the group, for those of you here joining us on the Facebook Live in the Facebook community, drop a comment below in the live, let us know. Hashtag live below. And I'm also going to be dropping the Zoom link here directly in the first comment of this live. So for those that do want to hop in and join us directly in the Zoom room, you're more than welcome to do so here at that point. Two more coming in. Voila. All right, Zoom link is officially in the comments. Looks like two folks are on the live in the group, so drop a hashtag live below so I can see who is joining us and watching. All right, guys, let's get into it. So we kick things off here. We got Mike, our head of sales, here with us today. As you guys saw from kind of event description before, Mike and I we've been working together for over 2 years now. Combined between both of us, we've done well over 7 figures in high ticket sales between our journeys in life thus far with different products that we've sold along the way. For me, it started in the high ticket jewelry space and now into the online info product space, where we together have scaled our business to now over 750K in revenue these last 2.5 years. But Mike has had experience in closing for other companies as well, including other high-level 7-figure online offers too. So Mike is a wizard when it comes to sales, and I have some great experience as well to share with you guys here today. And we look forward to helping you guys make some more money and close some more deals. To kick things off here, we'd love to get some insight in the room. Aside from now seeing where everybody's located, let's share with us in the chat what you guys do. Who here is a coach, affiliate marketer, you a creator, you selling a course? What is kind of the core offering you're focused on selling online? And again, those on the live, I'm going to try my best to keep up with both comments here. We got 2 different streams going, so feel free to let us know on the live as well. I got both pulled up here. And I'll be referencing back to both. Labana, welcome in. Good to see you on. Love to get started with coaching program. Awesome.
This is great.
Anna, you got some funky stuff going on in your video right now. I see myself like 3 times above you. Anybody else see that? Now it's off.
Douglas, by the way, is a high-level professional. So I'm super excited about you starting a coaching program. That's great. Good stuff. You have an amazing experience, so you can really help people.
Taylor, I'd love to hear a little bit more on the digital marketing services you offer too. I know I just dropped a comment to you from a post you made in the group this morning. I think you were asked about the Facebook business page. We can definitely take some time to talk more on that today. But we'd love to hear more on what you're kind of thinking for an offer within that space.
Yeah, primarily trying to sell SEO, recurring SEO, and digital ads on Facebook, Google type thing.
Awesome.
And I might be getting inspired to become a coach later on once I scale past a certain point.
Any particular niche or market that you're looking to serve with that offer?
Mostly B2B professional services, but nothing too specific.
And I saw your question, Taylor, the drop in the group on HCO in regards of your Facebook page, your business page actually. I have a few suggestions for you, like feedback in general, but let's wait maybe the Q&A session at the end, because this is not today's topic, but I got you.
And welcome into
Awesome, thanks, Mike.
And Kamal as well. Who here on this call today and in the live, like when it comes to you guys' current sales process, who here is actually leveraging calls to sell their offers and services? Just to get some feel for the room in terms of what everybody's sales process looks like. Assuming most of you here are using calls, you can do this call here today, but let us know in the chat. currently using calls, so I'm planning to leverage calls here soon. When it comes to the call process for you guys, let's say going into like it looks like a few of you here are just getting started with them. Some of you here have been doing them for some time now. Going into it, wherever you're at in your own journey with calls, like what are a few things going into those sales calls itself that maybe you worry about or feel uncomfortable with? Some things that float around in the back of your head leading into a call. Especially early on, it can be a very intimidating thing to do. Putting yourself out there in new ways, asking people for money, asking for the sale. Oftentimes, it's very easy for us to get attached to the outcome itself. Try to feel like we have to say certain things, follow a script perfectly, and get that person to a point where they are hopefully choosing to jump into our offer. Mike's going to be talking today on how to take some weight off of that and make it a little bit easier on you guys. But Mike, for you, how many calls have you taken in your journey this far? Rough total.
Roughly 1,500 something.
What would you say in your experience, kind of going from when you first took your initial 10 calls to their perspective that you now have 1,500 plus? Like, what are some things that stand out to you within that?
Yeah, well, first of all, you have to be okay with sucking at sales at first, right? Because when you're just starting out, right, it makes sense that you just, you're not good at this, right? So, the first 10 calls, the first 15, the first 20 actually, they were not, well, honestly, I closed my first high-ticket sale on the first call. But that was just luck, I think, right? Because after, 10 sales, 20 sales, it was not easy for me, right? Also because, English is not my, I speak 5 languages, right? But English is not my first one. So, at the beginning I was struggling with, is it good enough? Is it my pronunciation? Am I using the right grammar? But down the line, I discovered that what matters the most to people is how can we help them to get the results they want, right? They don't really care about me, right? About you. You're not that special. I'm not big. So the thing is, when you discover this, you really understand that the basic of sales, the basic of persuasion, right, is just, showing people that the risk potential is at their own advantage, right? They risk more staying where they are than joining you in your journey or working with you, because the success rate is higher on my side because I help you, instead of you keep doing what you're doing because it's not working, right? Long story short. Now, I just want to go over the answers here, because this is super interesting. Because when you ask these people, what's the problem, what's the struggle when you're up on a call, I see people saying intro, strategy, etc. Okay, moving from get to know you to the offer. Okay, so is it okay, Blake, if I touch one by one these things first?
Yep, let's run through them.
I was thinking about doing an overview first, but I like this because, we need to destroy these mental blocks, right? The sooner the better, because otherwise you can't move forward. You can't go to the next step. Right? So let's start with this. This is, okay, I'm not going to say the name, but anyway, moving from get to know you to the offer. Now, first thing I want to tell you is, we have a lot of great salesmen, right? From Dunlop to Jordan Belfort to a lot of people, right? A lot of exposure. Everybody has a different style, right? So I don't want to say that exists one specific way to call sales. Sales are all the same. People are different, but sales are all the same. But what I'm saying here, compared to the moving from get to know you to the offer, is you don't have to become friends with the prospect, right? This is a problem. You build rapport. This is what I think you mean when you say get to know you. You build rapport, telling them, explaining them, and showing them why they can trust you based on the things that you say and based on the things that you ask them. Because if we open a call and after 5 minutes I'm able to ask you the right question, if you really understand that I know what I'm talking about, because I say, I don't know, something. Okay, based on what you said so far, it seems like you're struggling with attracting the right people or closing sales over $1,000, for example. If this is true, of course, if it's false, you will trust me, you are wrong, right? If it's true, you trust me because you say, damn, I don't know him. We are speaking now for a long time, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. He really has an understanding like 100%, 90% of what's going on in my business, right? So this is how you get to know you phase, right? This is how you do it, asking the right question. And this is why knowing your target is key. Because otherwise, when you open a call with someone, you're just asking random questions first, or second option, you just follow script. I personally don't use a script. No script, nothing, right? Because otherwise, a script can slow you down because, ask your question, you're just giving me the answer, actually, but at the same time, you're thinking, okay, now what's the next question? Okay, by the way, how about this, how about that, right? But this, I'm not in a position to really listen to you, right? Because I'm not focused on what you're saying. I'm not focused on really understanding if I can help you, because if I can help you, I don't want to sell you nothing, right? No, because otherwise you're going to experience buyer remorse. You're going to be a pain in the ass, actually, right? Working with you. Honestly, so I don't want that. I have no time.
Simply put, make it about them and not about you. I think it's easy for us to make it about us and like the objective that we want to hit in the call and how we want to get through a certain amount of questions, and we feel we got to get through the script. But if we keep running them through question after question without actively listening to what they're saying, they're going to clearly feel that we think it's just about us and getting to where we want.
Exactly. So get to know your phase. It's more like what I call the question phase, right? This is the interrogatory phase. We're asking questions to understand what's the situation, what's the pain point, right? And then switching from question phase to the offer, of course, generally there is a transition phase, okay? When you actually connect the two. Because remember guys, the solution you're offering to people is just a bridge, right? And the price of the program is never too high, right? Because it's just the toll that they have to pay to go from point A to point B. Point A is what they're doing. If this is not painful enough for them, they're not going to pay the toll to go there because it's I want to get there, but not today, next time, in 2 months, 3 months, because it's not really, right? You can't really do much on this. Yeah. If you're not ready, if you're not committed, okay, let's wait. This is why you don't have to wait to have a scarcity mindset around sales. Because otherwise, if you're craving to close the sale, if you need the sale because otherwise you can't pay the bills, this is not a good place to be, right? Because otherwise you're pushy, you're putting people into your program, or you're just, signing contracts that you don't want to fulfill, right? Otherwise it's a mess. Does this answer to your question, Tyler?
Yeah, Mike, going deeper on one of the things too, I think you mentioned a really good piece. Taylor, feel free to comment anything else related to whether that was clear or any other questions you have on it. But I thought Mike made a really good point in the importance of understanding your audience to ask those questions. And I think twofold with that, it also comes down to really focusing on actively listening on the call. Not getting into mode where we're thinking too far ahead, but really trying to be present in that moment, listening to what that other person is saying, so we can clearly ask a question that fits that based on what we actually hear from them themselves. If we don't actively listen to them, and like we talked about before, we just focus on getting to the next question, they're going to feel not heard, and in turn, definitely not be open to our offering again on the call.
Yep. Mike, that was super clear. I appreciate that. And I just anecdotally, I've ended up in a situation where I end up asking the same question a couple different ways because I'm not listening. I'm just going down my list. But I'd love to get a quick thought from you on how to bridge the to know you phase to the offer phase without, jolting them into thinking I'm just in it for the money.
Yeah. So the goal. So let's look at this as moving parts, right? Because oftentimes people, and they get it wrong. Oftentimes people think that the sale is just a moment that happened, right? But this is not true because you have to get there, right? It's like asking to your girlfriend, hey, do you want to marry me, right? You don't wake up in the morning and say, okay, hey, marry me, right? So this is just part of the process. Now, before getting to, hey, give me the money, right? Or this is the solution, this is the prescription, actually, because we always want to use like the doctor effect. More on this, maybe later. Long story short, you can easily transition from the question phase to the offer if you do the question phase the right way, meaning asking the right question. And you can do this if you really know your target. Because if, for example, you're selling to agencies or B2B, right? If I'm not wrong. So the thing is, if you know exactly what's their struggle, that struggle is maybe that they tried something in the past, but that was not working for them. Maybe they tried Facebook ads already, maybe they tried another CEO agency in the past, maybe they tried to do blog posting or something, right? So if you know this, you can say, this might be a problem. So let me ask you this. What did you try? What's not working right now? How can I help you? Okay, I'm struggling with, I don't know, not enough leads. By the way, 90% of the time, guys, it's not enough leads and not enough sales. That's it. That's it. I don't have enough qualified leads, I'm not closing any sales, or not enough sales. Getting back to your example, Taylor, if you ask the right question, meaning, okay, so what did you try in the past? I tried Facebook ads. Oh, awesome. What was the experience? Generally, based on my experience, 90% of people, they waste money on Facebook ads. What's your experience? Yeah, exactly. I wasted so much money with an agency. Yeah, and generally they ask you money first, and then they charge you based on the ad spend, right? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I know. Listen, I have this kind of people. And by the way, did you try something else? Yeah, I also tried an agency. Okay, how was your experience? They were not bad, but I made zero money. Okay, what was missing? Right? So these two questions are key because if you ask them what was missing, you can really understand what they're looking for. Because if they say what was missing was the results and the reporting, right? I didn't know if they were working. Yes, no, a lot, just a little, right? So you know that a great solution for them can be maybe a different payment plan, for example, where you can guarantee results first, or maybe 7-day trial, or maybe buy now and pay later, because I'm so confident they're going to be getting results that I'm open to give you this if you join today or in the next 7 days or something, right? So this is just an example. Just to give you the feeling of transitioning from the asking the questions to actually this job. Because when you say, okay, what was missing this? Okay, so what's the plan now? How are you planning to get qualified leads and closing more sales? I don't know what to do. And then you can say, cool, thanks for sharing this. I have an idea. Are you open to exploring it? Yes. You say, hey, I can bring you leads. I can help you to close more sales in 30 days or you don't pay. Are you interested? Fuck yeah. This is exactly what I'm looking for. Or you don't pay, or I help you get leads and close more sales in the first 7 days or something. Now, if you sell them SEO services, this is not that easy, right? So we can always find another solution that is different, right? A long story short, you see the logic, right? I ask them what's missing, and then I can craft an offer. Of course, don't make it up. Like, if you're selling meat, don't sell them, other stuff like fruits or something, because it's not convenient. But this is the thing, because when you offer them the solution, it's them that they say, yeah, I want to join. How does this work? Yeah, it's 1,000, 100, 3,000, right? So this is an easy way to offer them something because you're just sharing the solution. You're not even selling.
Yeah, what essentially Mike did was just walk through an illustration there exactly of how he's basically moving that person down the line of this belief ladder. Because when somebody comes into that call, they're going to have a certain set of beliefs about their business. Like Mike shared in the example, this person may have found that before, like what they were learning, that ads are the solution. If they just run ads correctly, they can make 10K, 20K a month. But they started to run ads, they ran their first campaign, they spent 1K doing it, and they didn't get any results because they don't have an audience. Now, they may not see the fact that they didn't get results is because they don't have an audience, they don't have people who trust them. So it's Mike's job on the call to ask them questions to get them to realize, hey, like, ads are not the best way to start. Instead, maybe we start first focusing on building a foundation organically first, building up that audience, and then adding on ads to fuel things further. But the point is, they're going to have a certain set of beliefs, and they're going to have their current situation that they're at. And as we understand their current beliefs and their current situation, we can ask them questions to get them to see how they can get to this point. And we really want to kind of focus on moving them down this line. I think a piece related to this too, which we'll kind of get into here further today, is like, this doesn't just take place in the call. Like, moving your prospect from having these current beliefs to the beliefs that you want them to have to be open to purchasing your thing takes place before the call as well. I think oftentimes with many folks, like, they're booking calls with cold leads, and these people are coming in they're coming in right at the spot. But if you were using your content correctly, this person could be coming into the call already open to what you have to share, already open to the solution that you have, and already seeing their beliefs shift because of what you've illustrated to them in their content. And this is where it can really help do a lot of pre-selling before you going into the call. So it takes a lot of work on the call from you having to get clear on where they're at, shift their beliefs, educate them on why your solution is the best thing, and then offer it to them. And that can all be shortened if we have a system in place before the call to get them to be more open to that and to move them down the belief line. Think about you guys right now. Let's say within your own business, even last year, what were some beliefs that you had in your business last year that maybe now you're saying, hey, this isn't the case, like I really should probably have done it this way? These beliefs don't even have to just be on like tactics either. Part of them can be on beliefs around what certain tactics are best for them now, such as ads, such as organic, such as other platforms. They can also be the belief that maybe they believe that you can't sell over the phone, or you can't sell on Messenger, or you can't do this, you can't do that. The point is, like, in their mind, that's the way that they're perceiving it. But if we can illustrate to them with real examples, real experience, and questions to get them to see, hey, it doesn't have to be this way. This is where they can now be open and more curious about, hey, how we can help. What's our solution? But if we just went from their current beliefs to our solution, there's no way they would ever say yes because they're still holding on to their current beliefs.
Another thing, if I may, another thing to think about, looking at the structure, like these different phases, right? Where we see the correct beliefs, right? This is key if you want to attract the right people, right? Because closing sales on the whole, as I said, it's not, step one strategy. It has several steps, right? Because you want to bring the right people on the phone, right? Because otherwise, out of 100 calls, you close one, but you don't want to be rejected 99% of the time. I don't like that, right? So the thing is, if you offer them, this is just an example, but to make the point clear, if you offer them a different view, a different belief, something that is polarizing, something that is contrary to what they believe to be true, this is how you can attract a lot of people, right? And I see a lot of people complaining often, yeah, it's not easy to attract the right people, it's not easy to get new leads, Here's why. Because you all look the same, right? The problem is that if it's not clear to me what's the difference between you and other people, the other 9 affiliate marketers, or the other 9 coaches, or the other 9 agency owners, why the hell should I choose you instead of the other one, instead of the other 9, right? This is a dogfight, actually. This is even harder because, it's like competing with 9 guys, right? to ask to the only girl right there, hey, you want to take coffee with me? You're competing with 9 guys that you all look the same, right? It's a dog fight. Okay? So when you offer them a different view, you can really educate them and shift their belief, right? This is how they can trust you, and they're more interested in what you have to offer because this is something different. An easy way to do this is just take something that they don't want to be doing or they would like to avoid on a daily basis or on a weekly basis. Just create a solution that doesn't involve this. For example, if you hate using Cold DM, hey, I just found a way to close high-ticket sales without using Cold DM. Boom, a lot of people will be interested. Or you don't want to open a call, I have a new program that teaches you how to close sales up to 25K without using the phone, without using the Zoom, right? So if you can change the belief, right, you can attract better people. But this is actually a moment that comes before the call. You can't do this on the call, right? Because you don't have enough time. You only have 30 minutes, 25 minutes, 1 hour, right? You can't stay there 2 hours trying to convince the prospect, right, that they need to be doing something different, right? It's too much. But
Yeah,
if you
I
have
feel
other people, you can nurture them, you can educate them. When they come to you, they're already pre-sold because they know that you are the only one that does this and avoid that and similar stuff, right?
Yeah, it's like to illustrate exactly what Mike's saying here. Like imagine these two scenarios. You go one person today, you reach out to on a cold DM. You guys had a back and forth of three different messages going back and forth. You invited them on a call to talk about how you can help with your solution. And let's say they booked and said yes. So this person went from never knowing you before, 3 messages, booked a call with you. Now, if we look at another example where let's say it was cold DM. This person became friends with you and followed your content on Facebook content for 1 week, and let's say you invited them to join your community, and they join your community next. And then they see a training from you in your community. Watch training, and then they decide to book a call. It's going to be a lot easier to get your message across and actually get them to the point of being open to your solution in this scenario than this scenario, just exactly what Mike said. There's a lot more work to be done on this call than there is on this call because the person here has actually had the chance to see what you believe in as the leader and how they're now seeing things differently from what they once were based on the content they've consumed from you, based on spending time with you in a training. And now coming into the call, they're already pre-sold in a sense. Whereas with this, you have to go from step 1, from A all the way to Z, and trying to do that within an hour call is practically impossible. It's very easy to lead just to more rejections and not make sales, and it can be disappointing because then you're wondering, hey, why is this person not buying? But it's important to remember that they're very early on in the buying process. Like these people have just started to get to know you, and it's hard to accomplish that in one single call itself.
Absolutely. Can I say something, Blake?
Right,
By the way, guys, we don't sell the one-size-fits-all strategy. Like this works 100%, but for you, might be different. Meaning, maybe you don't need a Facebook group. Maybe you need a Facebook group. Maybe you're not using Facebook. You're using LinkedIn. Or maybe you're using Twitter, right? So the thing is, for example, never trust other programs or never trust gurus or online courses, whatever it is, right? Mentors that offer you one strategy that is the same for everybody else. Because guess what? Everybody's doing the same thing, right? We're all different. What happened, can I share something personal, Blake? What happened here with 6FA, maybe this stuff happening last year or something, yeah. No, it's only a half, yeah. So what happened is this. We were doing pretty good. We started doing super, super good 1.5 years ago, something like this. But at some point what happened is a lot of people, like a lot of students, they started quitting the program and teaching the same thing to other people. Right? Why? Because they got results. What we were teaching was working. And guess what? They start teaching the same thing to other people. Hey, now I'm a coach and I can help you to make 10K per month. Well, first of all, let's stop for a second. Even if you made 10K in a month, this doesn't mean that you're making 10K per month. Zigzag income are not the same as steady income. Second, if you're just copy pasting, right, strategies, teachings, graphics, and I don't want to get into that, but really, this is embarrassing. Like other people like copying and doing the same things that we are doing and stealing testimonial anyway, right? Copy things. What happened is, me and Blake, we sat down and we said, hey, listen, we need to do something different. Because otherwise what happened is, right now it's working. Right now our members are losing money, are getting results. But what happens if we don't change things right now? In 6 months, 1 month. 6FA, our coaching program. We also have another high-level coaching program. We also have 100 clients. That's why 6FA we only have 25 people. We are not interested in having 200 people, 500 people, because we can work extremely close with you. How the hell can you get results if you're in a group with 200 people? 500 people, 1,000 people, what the actual hell, right? Anyway, what we said is, hey, let's do something different, because otherwise our students are competing with each other and are competing with other people that are doing the same thing, right? So what we do, me and Blake, is every single month, we test different strategies. Maybe out of 5 strategies, only 2 works. Honestly, guys, only 2 works out of 5 new strategies. But guess what? The 2 strategies that are working right now for us is what we teach to our students, meaning they're getting results. The other 99% of people, they're not getting results. Why? Because they're just copycats. Makes sense, yeah? So what I was saying is this. That's why when you join the coaching program, the very first thing that we do is you open a call with Blake, the almighty Blake, actually, right? And he creates the strategy for you. It's not you going over, watching 24 hours of trainings and then trying to figure out, reinventing the wheel, what should I be doing right now? No. We create the strategy for you and we check the progress every single week, every single month to check if it's working or not. Why? Because we are different. A strategy that could be working for Douglas is not the same as Tom, is not the same as Gouvet, because we are different, right? That's why, please, I don't really care. We don't need your money. We're different, good already. Trust me, right? So we don't need your money. Do whatever you want with your money. But instead of paying expensive coaching or online courses or things like this, please make sure that you can have a customized strategy built up for you. Because otherwise you're just investing in something that, yeah, it makes you feel good because it's like watching Netflix for entrepreneurs. Hey wifey, come here. I just discovered how to increase my lifetime value, how to scale. Bro, you're not making 10K a month. You don't need to scale. Right? Or things like this. Sorry, Black, but I had to say this. This was
No.
necessary.
I couldn't agree more, man. It's all spot on. And I think even same goes for everybody on this call here today. Like, with the last one to see is you guys just hang out, treat this like a night of watching Netflix, and just enjoy some aha moments, then walk away and never put it into action. Like, the best thing you can do is take what you learned here today, waste no time putting it into action right away. And I encourage you all to do that post today's session.
And by the way,
I think
nothing wrong with Netflix. Don't get me wrong, guys. The thing is, if this is a hobby for you, that's cool. But if you're not making results, if you're not making money, this is an expensive hobby, right? You see my point, right? So this is the thing. I don't remember if you guys know the McDonald's test. Who knows the McDonald's test? Who knows it? Okay, I think good for you.
I know the Big Mac
McDonald's
index.
test is no. So long story short, the McDonald's test is this. How many, please don't give me the answer because this can be embarrassing. So don't do that. Just answer in your mind, right? So how many hours are you investing per month in your business? So let's say that you're working 2 hours a day, for example. This is 10 hours a week, right? So it's roughly 40 hours a month, right? On average. Monday, Friday. We're not even talking about weekends and stuff. 40 hours. If you're not making more than $400, right? Well, let's raise the bar. If you're not making more than $600, the better solution for you is to go and apply for McDonald's, because you can make more money. Stop doing what you're doing because it's not working, right? As I said, don't join us. I don't fucking care. We don't need you. But the thing is, do something, right? Because otherwise what happens is you waste time, and in 2 months, 6 months, what happens is you're stealing time out of your family, of your, you have to rest, you have to chill a little bit, you have to enjoy your life. You're working on something that is not working. So that's why this is crucial. Always remember about this. Every single time that you see a McDonald's on the street, remember about this. Right? The McDonald's test. Am I making more than $600 a month? Working 40 hours? No? I gotta do something. If not, please stop. Take a 2-3 months pause, right? And go back to this.
And everybody in here has the ability to make that and way, way more. And I know that for a fact, everybody on this call, but it starts with action. So it's an implementation over just the information itself. And that's a big reason why we're hosting this call the way that we are now. Like how many free trainings do you guys know and communities that you attend that allow you to join a room, interact with the coaches, get questions answered, get support, and actually have actual advice to go and take action on after the call? Not many. Just another way that we can stand out and show the way that we like to help folks, but also like not just giving short, not just giving basic value or just giving some tips, because at the end of the day, we want to help you guys. But we know that those that choose to take our help, run with it, implement it, we'll see and we'll hear back from you guys. And that's what we want to see. Let me check the live too as well to make sure I'm not missing comments here. Looks like we have 3 on here now. Those watching the live, any new folks joining in, let us know in the comments just so I can see names here. Silvio, welcome in, man. Mike Sylvia said hi to you on the Facebook Live. I know you guys know each other as well.
Meanwhile, I was checking the question in the meeting chat, and it's a good one, asking for the same, asking for the money, right? 3 people. And this is pretty normal, right? For people that are starting out, right? Let me tell you this. You're struggling to ask for the sale, to ask for the money, generally because of 3 reasons. The first one is you are not making money. This is stopping you from asking others to give you the money because you're not making money, because you're there supposed to be helping them to make money. All right. It's a little bit crazy, but this is it, right?
Those that make money online still. Yep.
Yeah, and by the way, guys, you will be ashamed of how many so-called coaches and gurus out there. They book a call with us. Hey, yeah, I've been following Blake for 2 years now. He's amazing with all his strategies, so different, really go deep. But at the same time, he's so transparent. Okay, man, so what? How can we help you? Yeah, I'm making, a good amount of money, but I'm slowing down, so I need your help. Okay, how much are we talking about? Like, what's your current revenue? Yeah, it's low month. Bro, how much you making? 1K, 2K? What? If you check their profile, it seems like they're making 30K, 25K, right? And when I say, hey, listen, yeah, you can join our one-to-one, you can do 6 figure, I don't have the money, can we work out the payment plan? We don't do that, right? This is crazy. So, this is imposter syndrome, right? But imposter syndrome is true when you don't know what you're doing. Because of course, if you have no results, you don't know what you're doing, of course you're not going to close the sale because you don't trust yourself. If we turn the table, you would not be a buyer because you don't like the offer, you don't trust the offer, right? This is one reason. The second reason is it's not clear in your mind what's the return of investment for them. Because let's say, for example, that you're talking to someone that has no audience, right? And is selling low ticket. I don't know, $100. And you're selling them something for $3,000. It's too difficult for them. You see the point, right? no audience, I'm selling for $100. I need to close more than 30 sales to get to 3K to get to break even. Actually, no, that's too much. It's too risky, right? If you're helping someone that is selling the program for 5K, and you're selling something for 3K, this is an easy sale. Because if it happened to, close a sale, the return of investment is already there, right? So the risk-reward ratio, right? It's not all on them. This is the trust issue. A lot of people say, yeah, I don't close sales because they don't trust me. No, because you're asking too much. So the more you ask, the more the trust needs to be there, right?
I think deep down, it's really, especially early on, it's more that we don't trust ourselves. And to me, like exactly everything that Mike said, really all can also coincide back to belief in the offer. I think when there's not alignment in what you're selling and having pure conviction, belief in that itself, and being able to deliver on what you say, along with maybe insecurely doubting yourself and your ability to deliver on that, it's going to be very hard to confidently ask the question. Which is a combination of two things: making sure that you're getting to the point with your offer where you know that you can deliver on what it is that you're promising. But number two, repetitions early on as well. Like Meg mentioned, he's taken 1,500 calls, but his first 15, 20, 25 calls, they didn't go well because they were new. It was his first reps with it. But that was also a great opportunity for Mike to start learning more about his audience and the people that he was speaking to, problems that they were facing. And in turn, he can understand those problems more deeply. And then, like also Mike mentioned, with us testing new strategies, new tactics to break past certain problems, we're looking at problems in the space that we see on calls, within conversations, and just through our research of our audience itself. As we see these problems, rather than just going out and saying, hey, we have a solution to all of these, we test different solutions that we come up with and customize and put into market, see how they perform, and then once we test them and see the results, we can confidently offer them and sell them to others. But if we were just to come up with the idea and sell it, it's going to be hard to sell it with confidence because we don't know if it works. Oftentimes the make money online space is very easy, especially for those selling high-ticket affiliate-based products. If you haven't made a sale yet, I think it's very much second nature to feel like, hey, if I haven't made a sale, how am I supposed to sell this to somebody else to make a sale? But I think the conversation doesn't always have to be about that in that way either. Like, it's really emphasizing what you can help them achieve. If you're talking to a beginner, maybe it's not about getting them to 5K a month right away, and it's providing them with the skills they need to land their first high-ticket sale, rather than zooming way ahead to 5K months or 10K months. That shift alone for you also helps with you starting to become way more aligned with what you're offering. Because if you're offering 5K, 10K, but you haven't made a sale yet, it's going to feel misaligned every time you say it. It's a big problem in the space now. People are making too big of claims for what they can't back, and in turn, just causes a bunch of misalignment. Makes you feel all sorts of funky in your content, on calls, and the day-to-day of your business.
Any question, guys?
Can't
Makes
lead
sense.
where you haven't gone. Let's talk about the analogy in sales of selling Hawaii and not the airplane, Mike. I think this is a big one too when it comes to that offer piece.
Yeah, of course, guys. If let's say you're selling, trips to Hawaii. If you sell them, hey, you're gonna spend 6 hours on a plane, right? With a 2 years old kid, right? That is screaming like crazy, playing with the ball, right? And making a lot of noise for the 6 hours, and then you have to do 2 hours checking, and then somebody will lose your bags, right? Who's gonna take the blame off? Nobody, right? But that's why it's crucial to understand what's the outcome, right? Now, the Hawaii example, it's more about understanding what's the outcome of your customer. Like, what's the outcome of your target, right? Because
That's what they care about most.
yeah, because really, if you are not 100% clear on who's your target, what's the best way for you to help them to achieve what they want to achieve? So you can say this because you know what's the pain and what's the outcome. If you don't have this pieces in place, like dial in perfectly, don't even start prospecting. Don't create videos. Don't create posts. Right? Why? Because you don't. What are you talking about? That's why oftentimes people say, I don't know what to write. I don't know what to say. I click record, yeah, I say something, I'm building an audience. Bro, you don't have to build an audience. You have to make money. Building an audience takes a year. Right? Blake, he never wakes up in the morning and, okay, I went from 0 to 1,000 followers, 0 to 1,000 followers, Facebook groups, number in overnight. No. That's why you need to nail down what's the best solution for them and attract the right people. And that's why you want to be attracting the best people in place, people that are aware of their problem and they're looking for a solution. And this is how you can diversify your solution. You can, just be the bridge, right?
The more that we can show our audience how we understand them, beliefs they have, problems they're facing, and invite them to get to know us on those valuable trainings and our content, etc. This is where we're making a difference in that. Oftentimes, it's very easy for us to slip in the mode where we're just selling our course, the information, the training, and how that can help get them to where they want to go. But information is endless, and that's why the example of selling Hawaii and not the airplane just comes back to exactly what Mike said. Like if you were to go to a travel agent and go to book a trip to Hawaii, they're not going to sell you on the seats in the plane, the food in the plane, how many bags you get to bring. They're going to sell you on the beautiful views when you land at your destination and arrive at your place. The more we focus on selling the information and the intricate pieces of that in the call, especially when we get to our offer, this is where it's very easy for that person at the end of the phone to really get lost in the weeds of what all is needed to take place to get them to where they want to go. Feels like too much. And in the end, they don't really see the core point as to what you're offering them. They just see steps they have to do. I think we want them to know there's steps they have to do, but ultimately we want to show them how our support, our implementation support is going to help them get to where they want to go. It's less about the information itself. One of my favorite sales metaphors that we've talked a lot today, I just pulled up a list of a few of my favorites here, is if you say it, I doubt it. Or I'm sorry, if I say it, you doubt it. If you say it, you own it. Now, this to me comes back to a lot of what we talked on earlier in the call about knowing the right questions to ask, and being able to ask those questions to get that person to see a new perspective and to shift their beliefs and to be open to what we're saying. But if we were just to tell that example earlier about Mike was bringing up with the person who was running ads, and if we just told them right away, hey, ads don't work, you can't do this, you're not going to get results, and we just jump into saying that to them right away, they're going to feel like they're being interrogated, like they're being told what to do. But if we ask them the proper questions to get them to realize and self-admit that, hey, ads aren't working for me, I really don't have the budget to afford this, I'm not generating quality leads, I'm not getting results, I need something new, and they're admitting that, now they're open to a change.
Absolutely. And that's why you need to be careful when you use script as well. Because let's say that we all have the same script, right? And you have people, oh sorry guys, Mario is my dog. I wish I was saying, let's say that 10 people book a call with you, and with all the 3 people, and we all using the same script. What happened? It happened that they feel, pushed to join your program. They feel that, of course, if they book call, they know that, we can sell them something or they happen to buy something, of course. If we all use the same script, this is the problem. So what Blake was saying is totally correct, because we need to understand what's their pain, right? But you can do this only if you know exactly what they're doing. That's why when you're just starting out, for example, a great exercise that you can do is just write down 7 problems that you're dealing with, or 7 problems that you just overcome, right? Maybe for the last 6 months I've been struggling with this, but now I'm good. I was able to fix it. Okay, this is your avatar. I was not able to book calls. Now I'm able to book calls. Okay, now I can teach you how to book calls. I never closed a sale in my life. I just closed a sale. Now I can show you how to do it, because if I did it once, I can do it again and again and again. Now I got what was the problem, right? Now, of course, as I said, the imposter syndrome is true when you don't know what you're doing, right? So it's not always, yeah, you're amazing, but it's just a mindset issue. Not always, yeah, oftentimes, yeah, but if I'm not a doctor and I'm scared about doing brain surgery, it's not imposter syndrome, bro. I'm not a doctor. Easy, right? So that's why it's crucial to have support and to just copy someone else, or at least to create something. If you are able to do it, please do it. To create something that is different enough to be unique, or just copy something that is working from somewhere else that you can do it pretty good as well, of course, and just add your unique twist on it. Give it a name, because if you do this or like this overnight, you are unique. They can't compete with you because you are the only one that is using the mic method or yada 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 yada, right? Because otherwise it's the same. Hey, go to be helping you to get thinking, okay, how? With X, Y, and Z program. Okay, this is the same program that 9 people pitched me in the last 3 months. Yeah, this is the same. Why should I join you? Or, okay, you're selling, I don't know, agency services. Okay, cool. Listen, they send me cold DM every single day. Why should I choose you instead of others? This is why you decrease the price. Not because it's not possible to sell big ticket. I sold more than 25K a unit, like coaching time, right? At the beginning, for me, it was crazy because I can't sell more than 2K. That's too much. Then I start selling 5K, then 10K, then 25K, right? So when you do this, you can really understand what's the difference, right? Because otherwise it's a mess. So it's not really about the price. It's not really about asking for the sale, as we said before. It's more about really understanding what's their problem, what you can do for them, what's the solution you can offer. Once you have all these things together, and by the way, this is not something that you can do overnight, right? That's why, for example, in our coaching program, we track progress. It's not, hey, you open a call with Blake, he creates a strategy for you, good luck. No. We have weekly and monthly checking points.
It's a nice view of frozen Mike. Let's take a screenshot of him. Got you, Mike. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Take a screenshot of you there, frozen, but you're back.
I don't know where you went.
You're good. You just got. I mean, you're only froze for about 3 seconds.
It's clear, yeah? Do you have any question, guys?
I'm gonna drop a link in the chat for you guys here of a resource, a very simple framework to follow for calls that can help those of you here that maybe feel like you have to stick to a script right now to simply focus on these 6 questions that we have listed on this page. And along with that, there's 19 different metaphors and sales mindset analogies that this alone is a helpful thing to read going into a call to get yourself in the right state of mind. And then you can remind yourself that, hey, I'm really only focused on uncovering these 2 core areas in the call, the what and the why. What hurts? What do they really want? What's the cost of nothing changes? Why do they want to solve this now? Why are they open to your help in solving it? And why is it important to them? There's going to be questions in between, but this is where you should step in and feel comfortable, or feel the ability to feel natural and let that flow. You shouldn't have to feel like you have to get through 20 questions in a call to get them to the point to say, yes, I'm ready to give you my credit card. But if you could just focus on realizing that we really just need to understand these 2 core areas, to me, that you can step in there and actually be a coach in the call and let the coaching begin the call. Treat them as though you would a client on that call itself and really work to understand these 2 core areas. Get them to open up on them.
Also because, as you can see from the document, you don't really need to be guided to ask specific questions, right? Because if one of the questions is what hurts, what does this even mean? What's the problem? Right? How can I help you? How should I group with leads? What do you mean by this? I'm not getting qualified people in the phone. Cool. Can you please expand on this? Like another great framework that you can use is TED. T-E-D. T, tell me more. E, explain me more. D, describe me more. Or describe better, right? So when you're not satisfied with the answer, right, you could just say, okay, can you please tell me more about this? Or can you please explain me a little bit better?
I'm going to pause you on that because this is really gold, what Mike just said there. This is also, a few of you guys mentioned in the chat, like I worry about what to say, like what questions to ask. If you're ever unsure on what questions to ask, you can always fall back to what Mike just said there. Tell me more. Or simply restate what they just stated and get them to basically go deep on it. This takes you away from feeling on the spot, man, what's the perfect question I got to ask next? Instead, just get them to go deeper on what they just said. Sorry, Mike, I'll let you finish what you were saying there now.
No. This is important. This is a great help for you guys because this can allow you to be focused on the answers, right? Because you're not in a hurry to ask the next question, right? Because if you know that you need to ask what's the problem, or what happened if nothing changed, or why now? Okay, cool, got it. Why did you book this call today, not 6 months or 6 months ago, right? If you know what's the core element, what's the topic, what's the question, you can frame it as you want, using your own jargon, using your way of saying, right? You don't need to copy paste. Because otherwise, it seems like, you're just reading through a script. So don't get me wrong, the script is cool at the beginning because you just have to start, you're just starting out, right? So you need to follow guidelines. That's cool. But if you follow this document, this is really gold because this is the overview of what you need to know. To understand what's the problem, if they're ready, we don't have like 24 hours right now to go into details because otherwise another great thing to do on the call is to prevent the objection. Right? Because if you can prevent the objection, you don't have to fight the objection. Right? So someone is asking, TED is tell me more, explain me more, describe me more. If you use acronym, it's easier to understand. So if you don't know what, or let's say you want to expand a little bit more on what they said, for example, or maybe you just don't know what to say, what to ask later, right? Okay, so you just said that he's struggling to get new leads. Okay. What should I ask now? Okay, calm down. Can you please tell me more? What do you mean? Right? And now you have more time, you have more seconds to ask the right question. Or maybe to gather more information. Because maybe that was not enough to help you to understand what's the problem, right? So TED is the acronym TED. Tell me, explain me, and describe me, right? And now I see the question from Christina. What does don't sell with your own wallet more mean? This is amazing. Thanks for asking. I love that. Right? Because let's say that you would never buy a condo for 1 million. Maybe because you don't have $1 million, or maybe just because you don't value, that condo 1 million, or maybe because this is not a priority for you right now, right? Don't sell with your own wallet mean that you should not put a price, like an affordable price, on things that you sell. Right? So of course, if you're a coach and you're trying to sell others $5,000 program, and you can't afford $5,000 program yourself, this is a problem.
It's meaning you're basically taking your current wallet, prejudging and saying, hey, if I can't afford this, they can't either. On the flip side, it can also mean the opposite scenario. And an example of this reminds me of the experience I had as a young kid watching my dad in the jewelry store in sales, where he said to me once, it was after a customer came in that was basically had manure on their shoes, they had a really dirty shirt, looked like they just came off a field. Essentially, this guy was a farmer. Came into the store. He told my dad, I want to buy a 2-carat diamond. Now, my dad could have naturally said, you know what? This guy's a farmer. He looks like a pretty dirty guy. Probably doesn't have much money. Let's focus on selling him something smaller. Let's go for a 1-carat diamond. But that would have been my dad prejudging that person based on how they looked externally, based on what they could afford. Instead, he treated them like he would any other person, and they ended up purchasing a 2-carat diamond. Easy for us to judge and think, this person said this, they don't have this. Or this person looks like this, they don't have this. We want to work to take out all of that. Eliminate that from the conversation. Eliminate any prejudgments.
Yeah, this is a good example.
Eunice asked again, Mike, say that again, the meaning of tab.
Yeah, I think I covered this already. Let me write
Yep.
this.
Yep, you did. What are the questions you guys have on this topic of sales? Or anything that you guys are feeling stuck on within sales conversations that we didn't get stuck on here today that we can go a little bit deeper on? We'll take another 5-10 minutes here to cover any questions you guys have. Those on the live in the community as well, let us know in the comments too. Any questions here?
Meanwhile, guys, try to be the customer that you want to attract. This is crucial as well. Because if you don't like when other people ghost you, don't ghost others. If you don't like when other people make up excuses, okay, I will join and I'll let you know tomorrow, and then you fucking disappear, don't do this. Because otherwise, you're going to attract the same people as you.
And then what you shared, if you don't like when other people judge you or perceive that you can't afford something based on how you look or what you say or what you do, don't do that to others.
Exactly. Let me just. Let me see.
Julio, welcome on the live, man.
No. Okay, let me explain. Okay, thanks for asking. Let me explain this a little bit more. Again, the price. Okay, cool. So, if you can afford something, this doesn't mean that you can sell it. Of course. At the same time, it depends. Because, for example, let's say that you're not in a position to sell, to buy a $5,000 coaching program, for example. But what do? If you really want to fix the problem, you just find a way, right? If I put a gun on your head and I say, hey, if you don't give me 5K in 12 hours, you're gonna die, what happened? You find the 5K, right? Or if I want to sell you a Lamborghini or a Ferrari, sorry, it's Ferrari, it's not Ferrari. It's Ferrari, it's not Ferrari. Anyway. If I sell you a Ferrari, right, for $25,000, this is a brand new Ferrari, right? What do? No, I don't have the 20K cash. You will find the money, bro. Trust me. You will find the money. So, of course, you can sell something that you can afford. You can do that. So don't sell with your own wallet. This is the meaning. If you can afford it, this doesn't mean that you can sell it to somebody else. Because let's say that you are a real estate agent, you're selling a condo for 55 million, you don't have to own 55 million in order to be able to sell it. So this is not the case. At the same time, please try to be the customer you're looking for, right? Because otherwise, if you start ghosting people, guess what? You start attracting people that will ghost you. Or if you make up excuses, just say, listen, I would like to join, but this is not a priority right now. Cool, awesome. Right? Or you get the point.
Cool. Gotta say too, there's nothing sexual than hearing a true Italian say the word Ferrari. Never heard Ferrari said so well in my life.
I see
No, you said it perfectly, man. It's better than when I say it in the Americanized way.
Yeah, it's like Bugatti. It's Bugatti. It's not Bugatti. It's not Bugatti, it's Bugatti, right? Anyway, this is not the topic.
To give you guys one more resource too, as I promised here, for those that stuck around to the end of today's training, and this is more for those, or in regards to what we talked earlier in today's call with presenting the offer itself. Not trying to spew out too much when we get to that point of the call and we are actually presenting the offer itself, rather than just emphasizing the information and how good our course is and how our training includes all of this. Simplifying your pitch into 3 core phases: high level view, medium level view, and low level support. Starting with, what is the promise of the program? Hey, we help folks get to here in X amount of time doing this. We walk you through, to accomplish this, we go through 3 to 4 core phases. Phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, phase 4. And to ensure that you have success in the program, this is the support that we offer. And when we were able to break it down this way, you guys can even create your own little short scripting for this to start testing and practicing on calls. It really is focusing on the meat and potatoes of what we want to get across in the offer, and not going too into the weeds of all the intricate details of what's inside the program, the course, the training, etc. It's a lot easier for the person on the other end of the phone to clearly understand, articulate what they're getting into in the program, how it can help them, what support's included, and how they'll be working with you in the inside if they did jump in.
Can I say something? However, be careful. That's why, as I said, we always create strategies like customized, because we're all different. Because sometimes if you just vomit, yeah, I said vomit, if you just vomit all the deliverables to people, you lose the sale. Why? Because they say, okay, you get access to the Facebook group, and then you get access to this template, and then you get access to this script, and then you get access to this, and that. First of all, you're triggering the rational part of the brain, right? So maybe you've done pretty good at that point, leveraging the psychology, persuasion, asking the right question, right? So they feel that they need to fix this, right? At some point you say, okay, so this is all the things I'm going to be giving you access to, right? And this triggered the rational part of the brain. They say, no, I don't need all this stuff. I joined another group already. I already have yeah, I already have this. I already have another script. I don't think it's going to be very different to the other one. So, I mean, a lot of things I don't need from this offer, like only 20%. So 5K for 20% of the things that I don't have doesn't make sense. You lose the sale, right? So that's why I say use this, but please be careful. And that's why we always check, your situation, your offer, what you're offering. Because if you're offering a coaching program, we might suggest you something. If you're promoting somewhere else program, for example, you're an affiliate marketer, we can do something else. If you're offering something B2B, for example, another thing as well, right? You agree, Blake? Makes sense?
100%. And I would second that by saying, like, at the end of the day, like your unique ability can be heavily come down to your implementation support and helping them implement the process to get results. Like Mike talked on earlier, we've had many people copy our process and our program. I'm sure we'll have many more do that down the line, but what they can't copy is their ability to coach the people in the program and take them through that process to achieve that end goal and helping them implement along the way. And that's what differs here. And I think this is where we really want to put the emphasis on that and how we're helping them implement to get to that end spot. And it's not just them coming through and watching a course from top to bottom to get there. Information is everywhere. That's not of any scarcity in any kind, but true implementation support in a way that gets them to that outcome, that's what makes it unique. Especially for those in the beginning stages too, this is a massive competitive advantage for you guys, especially if you don't have the results that you might want yet. Like for you guys to sell the course, the program, the training, like it's never going to stand out to those folks, but you have the ability to offer higher level personalized support than many other people, especially those that are even higher levels than you. So use that as a competitive advantage. Use your support, use your guidance, use your ability to offer accountability, support, coaching, help as a way to stand out in comparison to those that just join a program from some guru where they get no support.
This is good stuff, guys.
I think Doug was trying to say something there. He's on mute, though. Feel free to unmute yourself, Doug.
No, I was just saying this is great stuff.
Good to hear, man. Glad you're able to make it today. Appreciate everybody that joined us today. Mike and I could sit up here and talk all day long. We'll take some final questions here in the last few minutes, and we'll wrap up here soon.
Yeah, I'm pretty
Appreciate those that
dangerous,
hopped on
guys.
live too.
I'm pretty dangerous. I can stay here talking for 2 days straight without even drinking or sleeping, right? So, at your risk, ask any question, but at your risk. I'm checking the Discord group. Let's see if we have any questions.
Make sure none's missed there. I think we all covered there. See everything covered in the Zoom room. Glad you enjoyed it, Christina. All right, guys. Mike, any final words before we wrap up here today?
As I said at the beginning, guys, if you're just starting out or you're doing pretty good, but what's missing is the, sales goal or strategy goal part. 2 things I want to share with you. Look at this as, as a multi-step process, right? So this is not one step, close the sale. No. You can close the sale if nothing happened before, right? Even if you're running ads to cold audience, right? You need to create an ad that makes sense, that move people from a belief to another one, that build, trust, and then they open a call with you, right? Or if you're using organic strategies, this is our area of expertise. Actually, you want to build passive conversation with people.
There needs to be touch points before the call.
Yeah, and this is how you can monetize your time afterwards. Sometimes it's not only with money, because at the beginning, maybe you can just, hey, I can do this for you if you give me a video testimonial, only if it works, right? Or maybe you can get referrals out of people. So the most important thing is that you can monetize your time. I hate wasting my time, honestly. So that's why I always want to, monetize my time. And this is something that I encourage you to do as well. And the other part, super important, is please get used to suck at things, right? This is amazing. Because if you say, hey, you know what, I'm starting this journey, I know that in order to be great at sales, I need to suck at first, right? At the beginning, I will not get results. At the beginning, this will be awful, like really, really awful, right? That's cool. But if you see this as a step, this is normal, you're good to go. Yeah, it's not easy at the beginning, but you get used to it. Because otherwise, if you think that you can be like no one to Jordan Belfort in 1 month, never gonna happen, right? Because otherwise, you start feeling, stressed. You think that you're not good enough. You think that, but this is a problem. We were talking about this with one of our one-to-one clients, right? One of the problem was, I'm thinking about this. I don't want to share this, but I'm thinking about X, right? A bad thought. But remember this, guys. Thoughts are not true. Thoughts are just thoughts, right? The problem is that feelings are the results of what you're thinking. So, if you can change what you're thinking, you can change your feeling. But if you keep thinking about something, you will feel in a certain way, right? Thoughts are just thoughts. Oftentimes they're not true. You can just ignore it, or you can just change it, right? So this is a good reminder if you are starting out with your coaching program, or if you're just, just starting taking calls, for example. Always remember about this. At the beginning, it's cool to suck at sales. That's cool. And second, remember, it's not you because you are like this. It's just part of the process, right?
It's gold, guys. Seriously, true gold within that. so easy for us to get caught up in the emotions of getting down about being rejected, getting down about the sale or the conversation not going our way. But every time we let that get to us, it goes into the next conversation, the next conversation, the next conversation, until we just eventually just count ourselves out before the call even begins. And what Mike mentioned here is something that not enough people talk on early on. Like, if you guys can understand that, especially for those of you that haven't taken many calls, knowing that rejection is bound to happen and that it will come and that we want to have it happen, it's much easier for us to not let it completely control our emotions and make us feel like, man, we can't do this, we can't figure this out, we're always going to get told no. It's a good thing. It's how we learn, it's how we grow.
Yeah, just another thing. Let's say that you want to make a lot of money, right? So please follow me. Let's say that you want to be not even super good at sales, let's say 30% closing rate, right? So this means that out of 10 sales, you close 3, right? Let's say they are selling something for $5,000. You can make 15K, right? Just out of 3 sales. This is 30%. Now listen, out of 10 sales, if you close 30%, how many times you get rejected? 70%, right? But you can't get the 30%, you can't get the 15K if you're not trading the 70% rejection for it, right? So that's why fear of rejection, right? Or even the feeling uncomfortable, being rejected, is a bad thing because you're giving up on the 30% because of the 70, right? Now, of course, we don't like to be rejected. Don't get me wrong. What we teach is not play the numbers game. Hey, just send 500 cold DM, you will close 1 sale. Hey, just believe in it. No, we don't do that. I don't like to be rejected, like in general. But I know that it's part of the process. So yeah, this is just a good reminder. Next time they say, hey, I don't want to pitch this guy, or I don't want to ask for the money, just try to think, why am I thinking this? Is it because I don't trust the offer? Let's fix the offer. Is it because I don't even believe in myself because I'm selling shit? Okay, let's change the problem. Let's create something different, right? Because otherwise, you get stuck and it's just you self-sabotaging yourself. Cool?
No final questions from anybody here? We'll wrap things up at that time. Good stuff today. Resources are in the chat below. For those here that are on the Zoom room with us particularly, if you guys want access to the replay, just drop a comment replay in here in the Zoom room, just so I know. And then we can come back with that afterwards. But I'll be able to at least record and see who all wants this, and then make sure we get that out to you guys. Because we'll be likely removing it from the group. Rewarding those that joined us in the Zoom room today.
Yeah. Joining the call on Zoom, it's better.
All right, guys. We'll end it at that. Appreciate everyone that joined us today. Hope you all have a fantastic weekend. We will be in touch with the replay here soon. And we'll see you back in the next one shortly.
Thank you, guys. See
Thanks,
you all.
guys. See ya.
See you next time. Bye-bye.
Take care.
Recording.